Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. My name's Hailey, and in this video we are going to be stepping into our power and becoming her. This video is for the girls that feel like they are outgrowing their old selves but don't fully know who they are becoming yet. If you have been feeling that shift, that tug to be someone new, this is your sign to step into it. We are going to be covering a lot in this video. We are going to be learning how to deal with rejection and shame, which I know everyone goes through and it sucks, so we need some help. We need to get through it. Discovering independence and confidence, stepping into your authentic self, which is what my channel is all about, and transitioning into womanhood, because that is something that I am currently experiencing and it is kind of like a foreign out-of-body experience and I don't really know how to deal with it. So we are going to be going through this together and I will be taking you guys along with the journey. I will be doing the journey along with you and we are going to get through this. So before I continue yapping for the next year, let's get straight into this video. And I also forgot to say before we get into this video, thank you guys so much for 400 subscribers. You guys have no idea how hard I've been working to find my place on YouTube and find my purpose on YouTube, what I want to post, what I want my channel to be about, what I want it to embody, you know, that type of thing. And I am just so grateful, and I know that you guys are going to be doing the journey along with me. I don't see you as subscribers, I see you as my friends and my community that I'm a part of as well, and I just hope that you guys continue along with the journey and we are going to be conquering the world together. This is our little community and you are always safe to literally say whatever you want and tell me whatever you want. I am always here for you. So let's get straight into this video, and again, thank you so much. I am so grateful. Okay, first job of the day is to put my bed sheets back on as I just washed it. Clean off my bed because I have a bunch of clothes on it. Just make my bed because I've been putting off making my bed. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be talking to you guys about dealing with rejection and shame. So strap in, get a snack, get a hot drink, and let's get straight into it. I understand that the topic of rejection and shame, as well as the following topics that are coming up later in this video, are hard to listen to and are hard things to talk about. So if you don't feel comfortable listening to any of these topics, then feel free to jump to the next timestamp. Rejection and shame is a part of life that is simply unavoidable. Despite this, how you respond is what defines your growth. Rejection and shame is a major thing that everyone goes through throughout their life, just like the other things that I will mention in this video and the things that I have mentioned in my previous videos. If you are rejected by someone or a group of people, how you respond and react is a major contributor to how it will affect you in the future. If you respond with the mindset of revenge, it is not going to benefit you. It is only going to hurt you more. Not only this, but also hurt the people that you are reacting to. However, if you respond with the mindset of everything happens for a reason and the reason this didn't happen is to benefit me for my future. If you accept the situation as it is and walk off and work on yourself and what you want, and if you reflect on who you want to be and what you like, what you dislike, you will be able to understand why that decision was made, or at least have some understanding around it. It is a little different when it comes to dealing with shame and being able to overcome it. Shame is something that you have to deal with personally, and it can be in relation to other people and it can be caused by other people, but it is something that you feel in yourself. The best thing that I did was go to therapy and talk about it, and if therapy is not an option for you or you are just not able to build yourself up to go, I highly recommend that if you go to someone you trust so much, they will be able to sit there and listen to you talk, possibly give you some advice and be able to help you work through the situation. Bottling up shame or anything else in your life is something that delays your healing. Talking and feeling are powerful tools, and I promise you I did this all myself as well, and I have never been happier. I am so glad that I let my feelings, thoughts and emotions out, because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be in the situation I am today. I would be so much more negative. My mental health would be probably at rock bottom, and as you guys know that famous quote, I didn't know rock bottom had a basement, that is probably where I'd be. Give yourself permission to grieve and be vulnerable and be sensitive, because that is what is required when it comes to healing. My hair is so greasy that I am just going to hold it like this because otherwise it looks crazy. But I'm going to go ahead and wash my hair, have a shower, do a bunch of self-care, and I will take you guys along with me, and we are going to continue our conversation of entering womanhood, discovering ourselves, etc, etc, and I'll see you on the other side. To wash my hair, I always use the OC Naturals Cocoa Repair shampoo and conditioner. These two are so good. When I tried this for the first time, my hair had never felt like that ever in my life. The only time my hair has ever felt like that is when I go and get my hair done at the hairdressers, and even then my hair still doesn't feel like that anymore because it's so damaged. But these two, I'm telling you, are actually insane, and I highly recommend, again, the OC Naturals shampoo and conditioner. These are so amazing. They're so tea. I love them. Okay, moving on to our next topic, discovering independence and confidence. You guys might not like hearing this, but it is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It is a constant stage of development, constant evolution, constant learning, all of that good stuff that we all love to do. But it is unfortunately an ongoing journey that doesn't have a destination, like I said, and therefore there is a lot of working to do throughout your life to discover these things. Confidence is an element of your life that builds slowly through self-reflection, expression, and choice. It is discovered by digging deep into yourself and reflecting on what you like, what you dislike, what you believe in, your morals, your ethical beliefs, stuff like that. And I just wanted to say that it is not a smooth journey trying to discover confidence and independence. It is definitely difficult because you are constantly changing as a human. You're constantly evolving and fluctuating into different parts of your life, and there will always be new parts of your life where you are required to discover more of your independence and more confidence in order to get through that stage of your life. Like many others in this world, I have had my fair share of experience with not trusting myself, going through hard relationships, friendships, family dynamics, and stuff like that, and it is a very difficult journey to go through all of those things as a younger child, and it kind of resulted in a very big lack of self-trust. I didn't trust my own decisions. I didn't trust my choice of friendships, relationships. I've never been in a relationship before, but I also think because of my experience, I understand what I want, and I am extremely picky, which is something that I am not ashamed about. I am honestly so glad that I haven't just gone around dating anybody. I want to make sure that I am dating someone who benefits me, who empowers me, fulfills me, and actually adds to my cup that is already full. And I always want you guys to remember that your cup is completely full, and the only thing that friendships and relationships are giving to you are just an overflowing cup. There is a lot of inner work that needs to be done in order to trust yourself, and I think something really important is looking back and reflecting on the experiences that you've been through and understanding how you got through those things, identifying the elements of yourself that actually provide you with all of this knowledge about your life, and hopefully by you identifying these elements, you will be able to understand that you can trust yourself. And like I said, you can trust yourself with your relationships, friendships, choices, etc. It is going to be a really great discovery. This is another thing that I am personally going through and have been going through for a very long time. Probably all of my preteen years and my teenage years so far, it has been something that I have been going through. In other words, it is a very difficult thing to discover and learn about and find out about because it's kind of unexplainable when it comes to like actually discovering what you like and what you prefer as a person. The best thing to do is ask yourself, what do I truly like? Am I around the people I love most? And that is something that is super important because the people who you are around are a contributor to who you are as a person. Though getting out of that vicious circle can feel like a really big detriment to yourself, and it can feel really hurtful, which it will be because they are people that you love. But once you get out of that, you will fully be able to step into your authentic self and find out more about yourself and who you truly want to be. Good morning, girlies. It is currently 2:02 in the afternoon, and I just did a 15-minute intro Pilates workout. I have done Pilates quite a lot, but I will never ever get used to it. It is so difficult, and it is not for the weak. It was basically a full body workout. I did some abs, glutes, leg muscles, core muscles, etc, and it was burning. It was burning. I had a couple of swear words in there, but it was burning. And now I feel amazing. I got the dopamine flowing. One really important thing about working out is ensuring that you do a workout that actually benefits you and actually gets your body moving. Otherwise, you won't feel the dopamine flow at the end of it, and you won't feel all of the happy hormones that you usually would get post-workout. So ensure that the workout is actually getting your body to move, and it's not too calm on your body to actually get those hormones flowing and get your dopamine flowing. Now that I've done my workout, I'm going to go ahead and journal and then I'm probably going to read another chapter of Atomic Habits because I'm nearly finished and I'm so excited to finally finish this book. I had to reread it because I forgot what I was reading and I was like halfway through, and so it has taken a while, I would say over 3 months, for me to read this book, which is crazy. I'm just so excited to finally be finishing it up because it has just taken too long, and I have books waiting for me out in this world to be read. They're calling my name. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and journal, and then I'm going to read Atomic Habits.
Start aligning your habits, environment, and social circle with your authentic self, and you will notice, which is also something that I have noticed recently, that all of these things will fulfill you more and make you more content with your life because they are actually aligning with who you are as a person overall. Let go of versions of yourself that were shaped by survival, not joy. I know that there are a lot of people who watch my videos that can relate to having bad experiences, and I'm 100% sure that even people that don't watch my videos can relate to it. But the version of yourself that was focused on survival and not joy in your past experiences is a big contributor to who you are as a person now, and it is a hard transition to make, going from someone who is purely focused on survival rather than joy and authenticity, and I can 100% relate to this, but I promise you guys, if we stick together in this, we will be able to get through it together.
It is currently 9:31 a.m. Too early for me. I would like to wake up at around 9:30 every morning at least, because I don't function like a normal human being when it comes to waking up in the morning. I used to wake up at 6 every morning for high school, but that's not me anymore. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and journal, and then I'm probably going to make some breakfast, take my tablets, and then do some work because I have a bit of work to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. I'm probably just going to do some washing and then do some packing as well, because we are moving exactly 3 weeks from now today, and I don't know what to do. It has been a hefty week. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do all the things that I just mentioned, and I actually kind of feel like a green tea, so we'll see if I make that.
Okay guys, congratulations, we have finally made it to the last segment of this video. If you guys have made it this far into the video, go and comment the teapot emoji, because it is a very hard thing to actually take initiative for the things that you're going through in your life, and just know that I am so proud of you. This topic is learning to validate yourself instead of waiting for permission. I feel like among the other things that I've mentioned in this video, this is something that a lot of people have implemented into their life subconsciously, and they don't know how to get out of it. We are typically raised to seek approval, like from parents, teachers, friends, and just society in general, and that can turn into chronic self-doubt. It tends to result in the reliability on other people's opinions, approval, decisions of your life, and therefore you aren't able to develop your own thought patterns, choices, or decisions, and you aren't able to actually figure out what you want in your own life. It might not seem like it, but there is a significant quiet power that comes from saying, I trust my gut, or I trust my decisions, even when no one else claps for it. Just because you don't get others' approval for the decisions you make doesn't mean that it isn't a good decision. It just means that you are finally shifting onto your own path and listening to what you believe as a person.
Okay, I need to clean my apartment because she's looking a little messy. It's a bit cold, so I'm gonna be doing it in my blanket if you're wondering what the freak this is. Table is just my table is messy, as you can see, and I just need to reorganize it. And I also need to wipe down my kitchen bench, so let's get straight into it.
Healing means becoming your own source of reassurance, not because you're always right, but because you're allowed to make decisions, mess up, and still be worthy. If I was to make a decision and then make a mistake, that doesn't mean that I'm a failure. That just means I am learning, and I can take that and use it as a learning experience to improve in the future. And when I come to face that same kind of situation in the future, I will know what way to go because I have already experienced it and I have taken it as a learning experience. You are not a failure just because other people don't assure your decisions. You are a human being that makes mistakes, and I always say to the people around me, what is the point of being on earth if we have no purpose or we are already perfect? God puts us on this earth to learn, become who we want to be as an individual, look after the people around us, and just learn and develop and evolve as human beings and individuals throughout our life. You are where you are meant to be, and never feel ashamed for the decisions you make if you make a mistake, or for making decisions that are in favor of you and that will benefit your life. You are what matters most, and others come second. You need to prioritize yourself before you prioritize others.
Okay guys, we have made it to the last portion of this video, which is transitioning into womanhood. I wanted to film this portion of the video face to face because I feel like it is a topic that relies on more kind of intimacy between the person who is talking and the person who is listening, and I just feel like I should be talking to you guys face to face just because I'm also going through this transition. I just felt like it was relevant to talk face to face. Transitioning into an adult is not an easy process. It is actually very confusing. I have noticed many differences in my physical growth as well as like my mental growth, like the things that I believe in, my morals, my ethical beliefs, all of that stuff, and as well as my relationships, how I go about going through relationships and being a part of them, learning about myself with my autism and stuff like that. Even just the way I dress and the way I style my room, my area around me, my space around me. I'm very clean. I've always been really clean, but I've noticed that I am able to actually discipline myself to get up and do it. I'm of course still in the process of becoming a woman. I am turning 17 in August, and that is actually crazy, and that means I am turning 18 next year, which is even crazier. And turning 18, it makes the transition feel so much more real. Though I'm really nervous because it makes me legal for a lot of different things. I am an adult. I don't technically need to rely on my mom anymore. It is just a crazy kind of epiphany that I guess anyone would get at this age. It's just insane. Like, turning 18 makes it feel so much more real that I'm actually becoming an adult and becoming who I am personally rather than who I am as part of like a family, if that makes sense. Roxy has joined us. She is right here. You can't see her, but if you hear some crazy breathing, that's her. But despite all of this, as a child you believe that becoming an adult is going to be this amazing, beautiful experience, which it is, but you just have this idea of, oh my gosh, when I become an adult I am able to be whoever I want, do whatever I want, buy all the toys that I want, like wear whatever I want, stuff like that. But then reality hits you when you become around 14, 15 years of age, and you're like, wow, adulthood is going to be so much harder and so much more complex than we thought it was going to be as children. Like, we have to focus on things like bank accounts, money, having a place to live, eating, budgeting, stuff like that, and that is something you obviously don't think about as a kid, which is actually really good. I'm so glad we don't think of that as a kid, but when it hits you in the face being like, oh my gosh, I actually have to do all of these things by myself, like, it's actually kind of insane, and that is why adulthood is so nerve-wracking. But if you were given the right skills by your parents or by adult figures throughout your childhood, you will be able to easily transition into this segment of your life. And I also believe that all of the years that you've had before you, from being a baby to a child to a preteen to a teenager, are all years where you are learning life lessons and ways of life and how to handle different situations, and they all prepare you for becoming an adult and being able to handle yourself as an adult. Expressing excitement and vulnerability is so valid because of what is happening to you and what you are experiencing, and this transition is not something that is going to be smooth. It is something that is going to be a complete learning experience and form of development, evolution in yourself. It is going to be a crazy experience that is obviously going to have bumps in the road. It's going to be complex, full of learning, and among that it's going to be extremely exciting, completely full of happiness and love and just development overall as a human. Feeling both the joy, the fear, the vulnerability, the nervousness, again, is so valid because of what you are experiencing. It is something that you only really experience once in your life. Transitioning from a teenager to an adult is a crazy thing, and of course you will be an adult all the way through your life once you become one, but this transition between a teenager and an adult, where you go from relying on your family to not needing your family anymore and being on your own in the world, is a crazy epiphany to have. Not only this, but I've noticed myself naturally doing adulting things. I've been budgeting my money, saving money, I've been cooking, cleaning. I always clean, but more. I've been planning my life, writing down what I want to do for work, going to university because that is something that I've always wanted to do, and my mum always tells us to go to university to have a backup plan if our first one doesn't work, and just to have a credible, reliable course under your belt so that if you fall, you are able to use that to bring yourself back up. And that is my biggest form of advice that I could give you when it comes to being an adult. Go to university and get yourself a well-paying, knowledgeable, educational course under your belt, and these credentials will be able to save you if you fall at some point point in your life, and you won't have to worry about falling because you will be able to bring yourself back up with these credentials. That is something that I am so passionate about, and I promise you it is something that is going to save you if you ever fall. I am going through this process with you, and I know that you are going through this process with me, and it is something that is going to be crazy, full of excitement, nervousness, tears, happiness, all of the emotions above, and we are going to get through this together, I promise.
Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed and were able to take something from this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!